Hello there, and welcome back for day 3 of the Stamping with Val series on embossing paste here on my blog and YouTube channel. I'm so glad you decided to stop by and have a look at the project I have for you today. Today I'm looking at being able to apply your embossing paste, unlike the previous 2 days where it's kind of been random, but into a specific location and or shape. Okay, as you can see, the application of embossing paste here is really quite uniform, and I'm going to show you today how you can achieve that. So what you're going to want is you're going to want to find some copy paper, printer paper, quite thin, and from that you are going to cut or die cut, perhaps even punch, depending on what you've got to hand, your chosen shape. I've gone for the largest square from the layering square framelits from Stamping Up, and I've just die cut that from a piece of copy paper. This copy paper is the same width as a card base, and I've tried to get this centrally left to right so that I can just slot it over the top of my card base and everything will line up hopefully nicely. I'm just going to use a little bit of washi to stick this to my desk so that it doesn't move around. And then for this particular card, rather than a whole card base, this has actually got a layer. So I've just got a piece of crumb cake cardstock, about 1/2 centimetre in both directions, smaller than the card base would be. And I'm going to slip this underneath the copy paper. And I want to make sure that this is going to end up not too high, not too low, just right, like the 3 bears, just right. Okay. So, when you're happy that you've got that lined up with where you're going to want it on your base piece of cardstock, then you can bring in your mask. Now, I found that the smaller pattern like this or the brickwork work best with this technique. The cloud one, the clouds are a little bit too far apart, and so that when you aim for a localized area, you don't get much of the image or stencil in there, and then you lose the definition of the shape you've tried to create as well. So the smaller patterns work best. And then this just sits over the top of the copy paper. It's up to you whether you line it up evenly left to right, which is what I'm going to do, and top to bottom, or whether you just slap it on. You could put it on at a bit of an angle. You could do whatever you like with it. It's up to you at that point. Okay, I like things uniform, so I'm going to apply it in quite a uniform way. And then for this particular card, I'm using embossing paste coloured with early espresso ink. Now that might seem a bit dark perhaps, but it works for this card. I'm not going to need very much because actually I'm only covering a really small area. So I've only got a little bit of paste out of the pot and probably 1 drop of re-inker is going to be enough to colour that. It doesn't look much on here, I have to say. It just looks like chocolate icing really, but once it's on the card in the pattern, actually it's a really nice effect. So when I'm happy that I've mixed that in really well, then like before, we're just going to get some on the back of our palette knife. I'm going to hold this down nice and firmly so it's not going to move. And then I'm going to spread it over the mask. The copy paper obviously stops it from going anywhere you don't want it, i.e. outside this square. So once I'm happy that I've got it all over, I'm actually going to take the excess off for this one. So I'm just dragging the palette knife over the top, taking off as much excess paste as I can so that this is going to be nice and smooth. And then I can carefully remove my mask and then carefully remove my copy paste. It's ended up a little bit higher than I would have liked. Should have moved it up a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. You get the idea. And that is how you get embossing paste into a certain area or into a uniform shape. I have done it with circles as well. Like I say, you want a nice large area and then a small pattern that you're going to put into it, and that's where you get the best definition. So I've gone ahead and I finished this card off. I've used the brand new painted Harvest stamp set for the sunflower. That's coming 1st of September from the new autumn winter catalogue. And then I've added the note of thanks. That's from, I think, the Thoughtful Thanks stamp set. And I've just added that one on there as well. And then obviously I took the panel and I mounted it onto a card base. If you'd like the PDF instructions with photographs and links to all these videos so you don't have to trawl back through my blog for them, that will be coming out on Friday. Make sure you sign up for it using the link below. Don't forget that you can also pin any of the images, or that top image at the top that says, you know, 5 embossing paste, 5 techniques you need to know. Pin that, and that will always bring you back to the blog post so that you can easily find the video and the projects again in future. So thanks very much for watching today, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow.